Yep. I
It's
would
it's a
reckon.
Fen after all.
I would. Yeah, it's a fan. I would reckon this puck goes mid. Not closing out the off-lane puck opportunity here, but I would like to see something like a Bats Rider with the puck if you have like a Bat off-lane, since now with the Luna pick from Empire, they don't really have any saving abilities, and you could line up two big ultimates with the coil to snap with the lasso. So if there's no Oracle on the table, no +5 to save the Luna, I would like to see two single target lockdown abilities on Unique.
5 seconds.
Okay,
Hurry,
that would make a
hurry.
lot of sense. I'm personally thinking about the capabilities of the Terrorize combined with the
Right.
Puck Coil here.
Yeah.
That would be a very good synergy as well as giving you another hero with the Dark Willow to hunt down a Broodmother. The problem is though that you're still going to need somebody who to actually babysit
Yeah.
that lane once the Brood hits 6. Somebody's going to have to go there and clear the Spiderlings, keeping her off the tower for a bit, and then hopefully keeping her, hunting her in your jungle afterwards. And you need to be able to not spend too many heroes on that.
It's true. They are
Also
gonna
good
need some
follow-up.
kind of option for it, and there's the saving hero. So Abaddon is now here to secure the Luna. Plus the Elder Titan. It's an indirect answer to the Broodmother, but it's also your answer against the enemy Agi carry. So you can remove all of that
Only 10
that big
seconds.
armor. So what kind of a carry hero would we look at here for Team Unique? Because somehow
Dire's
a life
bad.
stealer is somehow tingling up. Okay, TB. Never mind. Let's go with this one. Seeing a lot of TB today.
Yeah. I very much enjoyed the TB matchup into the Luna, if I'm the TB, because of course the reflection is going to get you a ton of value later on in the game, as well as the fact that you're able to
10
roughly
seconds
match
to
her
pick.
big tower pushes. Of course, you are more reliant on the Metamorphosis to actually do
5
that,
seconds
but you as a
remain.
carry do not necessarily have to get behind, you know, in that rhythm where, okay, you can win a fight versus the Luna, but
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
already
Bad.
taken all your buildings and you can't do that. You can strike back in exactly the same way. So good answer on the map as well as in terms of scaling.
Dire's ban.
Tidehunter
Now
ban. Trying to
the
strip
problem
away.
here is though that TV does not lane great versus Broodmother.
No, not at all. They're gonna have to
It's-
think about how they set up the lanes. If
It's
they
sorta
do,
doable.
if they do, they need to win the other lanes and then help the TB. Or
10
TB just
seconds
goes
to
jungle
pick.
level 3.
Yeah, I mean you'd rather not go
5
jungle level
seconds.
3. Like
Hurry,
it's definitely the
hurry.
intention of the TB to get out
Yeah.
before the Broodmother hits
Radio.
6.
They might have to though. it's starting to look like
Our
that.
team are now picking.
Conka and Tide taken away. So pieces of team fight. I would have loved to see the Tidehunter pick. Won't happen this time though.
Like, both of these heroes are heroes that you could also put on that safe lane once the Terrorblade has been bullied out by the Brood.
Only 10
Great physical
seconds.
clear, great threat towards those Spiderlings. Something
Yep.
that Unique just
5 seconds
hasn't really
remain.
dealt with yet. So far, their best option is to buy Boots of Travels on their puck. Come there, nuke spiders, get out again.
Yeah. 40 seconds. Plenty of time. This is a game to decide a lot of fates. These are two teams that are pretty volatile. They're not in a steady state. TI especially is a deal breaker in many cases. You never hope to see that a team suffers downhills, but sometimes there are. Sometimes there's hills ups and downs. But
Radiant team
this is a very important game for both of these teams. And an instant Mars pick into the Centaur. They knew exactly what they wanted. They got what they wanted. But who has the better draft, Kips? Because this is the important game. This is the game to win, and it's all in.
Hard to say here. I do like the Centaur Warrunner in terms of the fact that if you put this guy over on the Broodmother lane to make sure that she can't just push down towers nilly-willy, terrorize your supports in the jungle, that sort of thing, then you still got your R to press, even globally. So the question is now, are Palantimos and FN going to gel well together in the fact that they are mostly going to be playing together while the Centaur deals with that Broodmother lane? Interesting question. I wonder how that's going to pan out for them. Meanwhile, Petishara over on that
Only
Mars,
10 seconds.
there's an advance score, Abaddon backing up that Luna.
5
It looks
seconds.
a whole
Hurry,
lot less
hurry.
conditional to me. I very much do enjoy this Team Empire lineup. And they impressed me so much in the previous map as well. You know what? I'm going with Empire. Let's see it again.
Okay. Yep. That's. I mean, to be honest, if you bet on any team to win this game, honestly, it could be either one. Because very 150% game one. Then he had a minus 150% game in the second one. So it could honestly be any team to win this one. I like the Van score.
I almost missed it.
Yeah.
I almost missed it, but this is because I said the Mars. Pedishara Mars. It's like, oh, that means the pressed kid is actually on the broodmother. This might be a mid brood. That changes the whole game around as well, because the puck is not going to have a great lane there, I don't think. And it's going to stop his ability to roam so much unless they do a whole lot of lane swapping shenanigans immediately as as the brood hits 6. So
yeah, and also Hoodwink Mars versus the TB. That's not a fun lane for the Terrorblade because he is very susceptible to magical damage. That is Terrorblade's big weakness. Small HP pool, a lot of armor, but can't really soak up any spells. That spear is going to already take like 30% away. So good point. Mid-brood by the looks of it, by the predictions, as the offlane Mars kicks in as well. I wanted to give you a quick update, fellow Twitch chat viewers. Yes, we remember you there. Hopefully you remember us as well. Hellraisers have beaten Na'Vi 2-1. So in Game 3, a big upset has happened. So as we were suspecting, as I suspected, Team Spirit to be number 1, Na'Vi number 2, Puck Champ number 3. It's actually Hellraisers going into the top 3. So down with my predictions. Thank God Kyle has nothing to do with this one, at least. So, or does he? Did he actually put Hellraisers in his his top
I don't know.
6?
He put his predictions down. I don't actually know about his top 6, but I think he had Team Spirit.
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, just look it up.
Team Spirit. Okay, he had Team Spirit there. So
Well,
Hellraisers might
good.
be the surprise. That's good. That's good. Yeah.
Good news for my
1
boys.
minute
Ads.
until 30 seconds after battle.
But for sure, a 2-1 upset has happened. Meanwhile, we have this series in the 3rd game. Plus, don't go anywhere from this channel because we still have Nemiga versus Fantastic 5. Yes, the Nemiga with Lodine and his massive micro skills. They took down Extremum earlier on today, 2-1, and Fantastic 5, they beat Monaco Gambit. So Gambit also out. But this game, finally, we get ourselves some brawling here at the very first seconds. But not necessarily for a kill. Is it body blocking FN on Van scores? Are going to be enough? 2 more hits required. 25 HP. And he walks out, so no first blood will be scored. But Unique, take 3 bounty rooms. Finally, goddamn finally, we get some of that frisky action. This is what we want to see.
This is not what we want to see. Come on, guys. We kicked off with so much action. We are ready and raring to go, and then
honestly,
I mean, they're not happy about this either, right?
Honestly, I think this is a good moment to just take a quick breath and take a tiny reset here. I think both teams also need to take a tiny pause, but they just got the adrenaline pumping, so we go one way or we go the other.
Get the blood flowing.
Get the blood flowing.
This was just Fanscore getting ready to be a punching bag again for the entirety of the game. He has taken quite a few punches during this series, and I mean he's an Abaddon. He is going to be a Saber, and he's going to be a mobile ward, and yeah, a punching bag again as well. So he got his warm up in at the very least.
He's almost falling off his horse here as we see the Abaddon walking back to base. Kind of reminds me of the scene in Lord of the Rings when Aragorn was injured and he was making his way back home. Do you remember that scene?
I do remember that scene. I just hope that this horse is not going to kiss anybody.
Yeah.
I think you're dead after that again, because I don't think that horse gets its teeth brushed very often.
Yeah, it could be very true. Players are coming back, at least the Centaur reconnecting. No real changes with the lanes, except that I'm looking at a pos 5 Elder Titan and a pos 4 Lion. So I was suspecting it to go the other way around, considering the Mars. I think the Lion would be great to interrupt him, but also I feel like ET is maybe a bit better trading with the Mars and protecting the Terror Blade. So I think that's the only real lane swap here.
Yeah,
If you
it's
can call
it's
it
a
a
little
swap.
bit of a, yeah. Like, let's face it, right now you get much more utility out of having net worth over on the Lion, making sure that he gets a blink dagger. We didn't get to see it in the previous game, but you could see by the way that Unique played for that Lion that they believed it could have made a difference. So once again, priority to that counter initiate option, or that initiate option. If you
And
want to
we're
be
back.
so bold.
We're gonna continue with this. We got the Brood versus Puck in mid. We'll take a quick glimpse at these boys. Gloves of Haste. Is this a Midas indicator?
From time to time. In this case, though, kinda doubt it.
And surprisingly, since the engagement in the river, Palatimos was forced to go into Reflection instead of Metamorph. So they're not able to take a big level 1 battle here in this lane. You don't really want to use your Metamorph in the river either, unless you know you're going to get several hits in. So he's playing this one a little bit more safer. The Spirit is sapping up on both heroes, and Slayer back to slap in action. Look at this Mars go, and there's the slow from the illusion as well. And as soon as he also hits level 2, gets a couple punches in, but not enough. Petushara is going to be fine.
And of course, Petu is going to get his own level 2 very fast here. Could decide to either go into the Bulwark for the extra protection.
Nice deny there.
Grab the spear. Push back Palantinos.
Managed to deny the Rage Creep right in front of the Mars, so couldn't get that level 2 up and running. Still sitting at level 1. ET hits level 2, finally gets it there. Slowed down by a little bit. Mid's going to be a very even battle for now. Both sitting at very tight CS. And the bolas actually connect on FN this time, so he's unable to dodge it. That's also one thing, you can dodge the bolas with your phase shift if you're fast enough, but he doesn't have it leveled up at all because he knows he's range versus melee.
He's going to do pretty decently here. The only problem is that whenever the Broodmother comes at him, he's going to have to back up. He can't trade with the Brood. Nobody can trade with the Brood with the Insatiable Hunger, even though it's got a pretty significant nerf. You do not have the stopping power to deal with this mama.
Mother comes, as sometimes said. But in this case, still waiting for this Brood Mother to get completely online. But we got an interesting part of this game is also going to be what kind of item build is the Brood deciding to go for here. Because I'm thinking silences are some of TV's worst enemies. Hexes and silences. Meanwhile, Slayer is being bullied here. This could be a potential first blood with the Acorn coming through, but not quite enough. Yeah, the silences and hexes are good against the TB because of the squishiness of the hero. Then you have the ET to protect it as well too, so have to kind of get to him as well. There's a lot of counter initiation that Unique has to be able to protect this TB and get the Sunder off.
Yep. So what we've seen from when this Brood started to get pick up again for the first time, it was very much utility-based items, become really tanky, get a pipe, get yourself the Guarding Reefs as well. After that, usually Orchid into BKB came back into fashion, and I think that's what we're going to see here as well. Depends on if he's going to go turn those Gloves of Haste into that Midas that you first mentioned there.
Smiling Knight getting a bit of a bully here, but that's the reason the Abaddon is here. He's gonna be shielding him 24/7, preventing this Lumina from being in trouble or ending up in harm's way, for the least. Is going for 2 points in the aura, no glaives. Let's see if that changes. This is the breaking points, level 4. Do you go for a second point in Lucent Beam, or do you start maxing out glaives to go for the farming build? This is... The Abaddon is kind of a downside here for the Luna. Doesn't really help him be aggressive. Or help her be aggressive in this case. So you might just go for the glaives in this case.
I think you are not likely to get pushed under your tower anytime soon and aggressed upon. As long as you're not caught under your tower with a creep wave in your face, Luna is fast enough to escape a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see the Lucent Beam here and him continuing to actually play the lane as opposed to immediately giving up. Ah, there's a second point. Ghosting's gonna tank that one to the face.
And a first blood scored. So with the second point of Lucent Beam, they see a small opening and they will take advantage of it, leading into a kill. And yeah, good point as well. If you start picking up points in glaives, that also means the lane is going to push. And that might just go into the hands of the Centaur and start favoring him more in the lane, and then Luna has to kind of ditch the lane as well. It's something that you always think about first, instead of just going into the jungle at your early levels.
Of course, it's favorable if you can sweep up those side camps on your own as well, but in this case, a little bit
In
early.
this case. And there's the Orchid for the Broodmother. Going to be coming up as the first item.
Not stopping for the Midas whatsoever. So this is just farm speed, this is just extra agi.
A lot of spiderlings, and FN ends up taking quite a lot of damage, but not going to be able to clear any of the spiderlings. Slayer's a bit... He's a bit interested about this spider stack. And
He is. He can get a
well
lot
used
of damage
Radiant
off of
Scan,
that.
because Bignum was on the other side of the river waiting for him. That was actually a really good scan use, because Bignum was waiting right here if he comes for the 6-minute rune. So, well played. And he even gets the DD rune for himself on the other side.
Oh, lucky bastard.
Talk about focus.
Absolutely depressed kid. Can't say that he was getting away with murder there, but this is huge because both of these supports are actually needed on their lanes again, which means that Offen's just getting pressure. They needed something to do. Look at that. He's desperate enough to drop the coil.
Yes, and those spiders are continuing their work. And FN is really getting chased all the way under the tier 4 towers. Is this really going to be happening? Is he going to take them down? He's going to be able to take this puck! Oh my fucking god! Oh my god! That is a puck not being able to get away under the tier 4 towers of the spiderlings. Oh my god. That is just...
one of the most melting things.
Money changes hands.
Oh my god. I have never seen that before.
I was asking of this draft, who are you going to rotate in to deal with this Broodmother when he hit 6? The answer was nobody, and Depressed Kid said, cool, thanks.
Oh my god. Unbelievable. Well, that just happened. Brood, 65 CS as well, on top of the net worth chart, and another target has been spotted. It's Bignum. Brood doesn't have to do much except for just throw these webs around the map.
The Vanscore just misclicked on a spiderling.
Okay,
No
the
nukes
ancient
for you.
camps are angry about that, but
Radiant's middle tower is being
take a
attacked.
couple spiders with them.
Yeah, so the puck can't lane anymore. In fact, nobody can lane mid anymore, except maybe for a Centaur with Vanguard. And that means you give up any hopes of pressuring this bottom lane now.
Classic case of dead lane. In this case, it's the mid lane. The lane you would really hate to leave alone. The best place to get XP and get some really nice farm. Depressed Kid, ignoring the tower for now. Here comes the Elder Titan. But Slayer, he does have that 1 point in Stomp.
I think that's one of the reasons why I backed off earlier as well. Like, he could certainly threaten with only the Spirit, but as having level 3, I don't think Depressed Kid would have actually ignored him, because he is a sitting duck. You can get all the damage you want on Slayer, but if you don't have the Stomp, you're still dying to a Brood running after you. They're going for the Luna instead.
Alright, so you will use the coil, Stampede, kicking in as well, and they have a lot of firepower onto this Luna. No finger, but might just be enough as Petuchara finally comes in. They might find more, but can they? This is the big question. Here comes the spiders, Bignum will fall, and Slayer will be the next, but losing the Luna already hurts Empire by quite a lot. Slayer gets the stomp off, and no TP, so he's just gonna have to try and buy some time and space. Ends up getting speared on the wall. Depressed Kid takes one more for the killing spree, and is now up at 4,900 net worth.
Radiant's bottom tower
There's
under fire.
absolutely no way he gets stopped this game. This man's ballin'. Already out of control, and that's great news for the Luna. Like, sure, you might have died there, but what does it matter? You're going to have a huge threat on the map that Unique is going to be busy with for the coming 15 minutes at least.
Yeah. Also, the scenario right now, considering the Luna TP top, Mask of Madness picked up. Still 4,800 net worth, even with that one death. Empire really living off of the energy that they built up during game number 2 and feeding off of that energy that they still have. And hopefully they can keep it that way, because if you lose that momentum, that's where Unique really starts to pack a punch.
Well, I'm feeding off of that energy too right now. I love how
Yep,
depressed
I can hear it.
He's getting the most out of it. That's the thing. Like, sure, he's the boss right now, but you gotta make him feel that you're the boss. So he's keeping 3 heroes busy whenever he can. He's finishing up that Orchid right now. That's 10.5 minutes Orchid. This puck has to fear for his life.
He does. He shows up in mid, already throws the illusory orb to quickly disengage from this mid lane and get back to safety. As we're now 10 minutes in, Orchid is finished on this this Brood Mother. Well, Smiling Knight farming some ancient cans, but we haven't really looked at this this terribly. Palantimos, he is the last of the cores on the table. He would not want to participate in any battles, any brawls. He would just want to keep on farming as much as possible in the areas that he can, because this Brood is slowly taking over more and more jungle camps away from Unique's map side.
Yep, the triangle's already unsafe. This Brood is going to move in onto anybody he sees in there, and he's going to get support from Pedushara, who is on standby. So, triangle, no-go zone, maybe until Ghostic pushes down his bottom tower, but I don't think that Empire has to let him. And in the meantime, up tower.
Flop. Deleted. Just your just your casual target practice.
Just both Empire supports taking a tower, because none of the cores want to show on a lane right now, except for Ghostic, who at least got the bottom tower. So
and this is the strength of the Hoodwink. You're never suspecting that that moment where you're calling in for your backup to defend a tower. You're TPing in the trees, waiting for more people to arrive, and then a pesky squirrel arrives behind you and bushwhacks you, pulls your pants down your feet, and then you're just wondering there like, oh crap. This wasn't supposed to happen. So a player like a hero like Lion, not gonna enjoy those moments.
Absolutely not. So he's hiding in the trees right now. Ghostic?
Yep, he's gonna be there for a while. Ghostic's a tanky boy. Got a Vanguard up. They know that as long as the Orchid is up, Centaur is weak for the moment. They have Sharpshooter, and Ghostic was avoiding of getting hit by a tree. Still. There's a tree of their own that they're going to plant down on the ground to get the bushwhack off, and they force the Stampede. That Ghostic goes out, but still no real commitment from Empire here. They're happy to stay around the area.
Hoodwink shenanigans with it, Ironwood tree. So
Not
happy to find that. As they
puck
coil the spider.
here. That is a puck ulti we hear. There's a coil on the ground, a 2-man bushwhack. Elder Titan trying to do as much work as he possibly can. Finger goes out, and Broodmother, they have solved the spider problem for now. Ghostic, however, being chased up. Sunfly's out. They pop his ulti as well as they just march right through Unique and get 3 kills. Empire, they're just stampeding on top of the Centaur.
This feels bad if you're a Centaur and you get out stampeded, but yeah, Smiling Knight showing up. Doesn't even have a point in Eclipse yet. Normally it's just like, alright, fine, the Luna is here because she can press R. No. He just knows that he's extremely farmed right now as well. Got the Dragonlance, got the Mask of Madness, got a lot of right-click damage to add with his aura as well.
Radiant's bottom tower under fire.
And yeah, we're waiting for the Terrorblade, and a series that started with Empire waiting for their hard carry to get online has devolved to Unique doing the same instead, and they're getting pressured on all sides.
The roles have changed. It's only the victors that write history. Usually don't see their loser's perspective in many cases, but in this point, Unique, they're just going to have to hold back a little bit longer. Terrorblade being targeted here. But the spear never goes off because he's on the wrong side of the GG tree. That's why they didn't go full commit.
You're just going to get sundered there if you're Pedushara. It's not worth it.
Yeah, I mean that as well. But what they were looking for was the Mars spear into the Ironwood tree. Sadly, the TV was on the wrong side, so couldn't go for it.
Oh dear, Slayer.
A bit of a long reaction there from Petushara, but he realizes there is an ET around the area. Bignum calls a pause. There's a bit of lag going on. We can already seal the fate of this Elder Titan walking behind enemy lines. So that's definitely 1 kill. Again, going for Empire, making it 2-10, as long as that kill happens at some point. But,
who knows?
yeah.
Maybe the entire client just crashes right now and it never happens, and you'll look so stupid.
It is possible. That's why I never jinx games.
Oh no, casters never do that, do we?
Yeah, casters never do that. But there's a golden rule I always tell a lot of people, or I don't actually tell them, but I think in my mind, like, just, you know, sometimes it's just better to keep your mouth shut instead of just wait for the game to finish. You know, there's no hurry. Let the players decide what happens. They're still giving the 1 sec. Can they really do anything about this? I don't think they can. Brood back in the game. Gotta make sure the Brood is here so they can get this kill.
He might even be dead without that. I mean, this is pretty much the deadest Elder Titan I ever seen.
Radiant's top tower is under siege.
Did pack a punch there.
Every time
Talk about the
Radiant's
punching bag and
the second
punches back a little bit. The Brood Mother FN. Silence onto Petushara. Tries to reposition himself with a spear, waiting for the illusory orb. But Bignum is around. Hex goes through. Does he get the arena? Yes, he does. That's a pixel accurate arena right there. If it was a little bit off, the line would have just walked through.
Too risky. I mean, I'd say risky about a spell with an 80-second cooldown. It's not.
Yeah.
First kid
However,
gets found.
Oil on the pressed kid. They have Hoodwink around, but Brood quickly taken out. Unique fight back.
This is the point where you'd normally want a Broodmother to have a BKB up, and he is working towards that, but with the Orchid first, or I should say this is the point on the map where you play, not the time.
Yep.
But of course, this is 15 minutes. It feels like it's much later because of how good of a game he's had, but he can't quite play up there if he doesn't have anybody to back him up. Seiyuu alone is not enough.
Yeah. 5,000 gold lead for Team Empire, and Unique are following behind by quite a lot. Waiting for their so-called servers to kick online. Right now it's a little bit of a rangefinder practice right now, looking for those good connections. Maybe build up some 5G towers if you're really into conspiracy theories. Don't know about that. Some people believe in those. Petushara looking for FN. Bignum is bodyguarding right now. Keeps a safety distance. Puck reveals himself. Bignum, oh, he's walking away. He's walking away. You need to go back to the other direction, but Puck seems alright, so Bignum, yeah, he's this poor boy.
You can see how, well, I can't say desperate FN feels about this game, but this is the fact that he's going for the Aeon disc after the Blink Dagger says enough, really. He needs to survive that Orchid, and he needs to, well, do basically anything, including stopping himself from dealing all damage while the Aeon disc is going off, in order to survive it. After that, maybe they can fight. Maybe he can get out. But until that Orchid is over, he can do no such thing. So, Aeon disc it is.
Well, Ghostic sitting in mid, too afraid to go back into the lane. You see Seiyuu throwing in a couple acorn shots. The pressed kid is right there next to him. And as soon as he clears this wave, spiders appear out of nowhere. This is so stressful for Unique, especially for the ones that are supposed to buy time for the Terrorblade. Not to commit too hard on anything. If they start giving away kills, you know what happens when a Broodmother is set loose. That means towers are going to fall pretty rapidly.
But their smoke got broken by Slayer, who just wandered up there. And now they don't get to flank anything at all.
Nope, they don't. There's a vision advantage for Unique as well. And they've killed Broodmother a couple times with the help of the coil. However, walking on the enemy high ground is never a good idea. But Ghostic decides to go anyway. They've got the coil thrown down. The sun is there, but the lift comes out with a bushwhack and arena from Petushara. They've got Slayer pinned on the wall, while Ghostic is holding his ground in the middle. But they are losing members quickly. They have taken down the Broodmother, but they will lose a second. And that is the Centaur and the ET falling as Palantimos on the run with the Metamorph up and running. Petushara, however, takes the finger in the face. And he's quickly evaporated from this one as Big Num follows suit. Triple kill for Smiling Knight. But it's still a 2-for-3 trade. They keep the puck alive. They keep the TB alive. And another brood kill.
Pretty nicely done for Unique. That was a very risky jump coming out from Ghostic, but he knows that they got to punch back sometimes and actually take the initiative. Otherwise, they're just going to be hunting this brood when the brood has all of his support troops ready behind him. The Abaddon, once again, not quite in place to get the Aphotic Shield off. I don't quite know where Vancer was at that moment, but they need to get the silence off the brood so that she can get the Insatiable Hunger going, get healed back up. But as long as you don't do that, well, you have the same problem as the puck. You're just gonna die from the silence.
Into the Roche Pit we go. Depressed Kid leading the charge. Seiyu and Smiling Knight will follow up as well. They're going to grab the first Aegis off this game, and Team Empire will take that into their hands. As we're waiting for Team Unique to maybe show some kind of response to this, but they are probably calling in the comms that they probably are doing Roche, but we're not going to contest this one. Let them have it.
I think our best bet right now for Unique is an overextension from Empire immediately after they take the Roche, like some kind of march up into the enemy triangle or something like that. Give the Aegis to the Brood as well. This is going to be very oppressive for Unique.
Radiant's bottom tower under fire.
They've been able to kill Depressed Kid once from time to time, but twice? That's a whole different ballpark.
Soon we have a BKB up as well on this Brood Mother. So we're going to make things even harder. There's a spear that connects in the background, and it's again Mr. Slayer walking behind enemy lines. And it's the same place he died before. He's loved to move around this area. He's put some aggressive vision down. This ward has been up there for quite some time. The other one as well that's just about to expire here between the tier 1 and tier 2 towers of the bot lane.
Yep, he's making sure that Palantimos has a place to farm while all the brawling is going down on the top side of the map.
Yeah, and he's a pos 5, so if he walks into a smoke gank that was about to arrive to the triangle, yep, he's done his job. Like, those are the big things that he can do. Scotty is almost ready, and not even a bad timing. TB's looking pretty good. 20 minutes with Scotty Manta is usually a very good timing. So 21 minutes, looking at 22 minutes maybe, is not bad at all.
Not
They're
for the kind of
smoking
game
up
that
with
he's
him,
been
though.
having now.
Unique want to fight against the Aegis?
Dyer's
Sure
bottom
looks like
Well,
it
there
goes,
goes.
no.
Yeah, that's a no.
Dyer's towers for a few seconds.
It was there for a moment, but they missed the opportunity for the stun, so
Dyer's bottom tower
might as well just move over to the enemy jungle to do some farming.
He's going to get chased down here. The Depressed Kid's got his eyes on him.
Bottom tower is in pieces.
Yep, there's an arena pop
arena?
down, but
At last,
Big Num
the
blinks out.
ghost is laid to rest.
That's the downside of the Mars Arena into Spear, is if you don't hit the phalanx on the side, or if you're already ready to blink and you've dealt no damage, you basically just blink out because there's no damage to break it. Petushara, smoke breaks, and they're out, but a response, they're trying to catch someone with a Stampede. It's the Luna, but Puck is too far away for it, and they're already sending the backup from Empire. Empire actually smoking up. Now we got some action, and maybe they're actually go all the way, because they know there's no Stampede. They see Big Num. He's an easy target, gets silenced, but he blinks away once again. Oh, like there was 2 times action was about to unfold, and nothing.
Both these teams know that they need to get the right initiation. You can't just run in willy-nilly and hope that the enemy is going to give you a good fight. So, both the chase into the own triangle there, as well as it was actually beautiful. The TPs coming back to where Smiling Knight was farming just a moment before. Both teams knowing exactly what move the other was going to make.
And Empire
Neither of
calling
them
for
have
the
been-
counter smoke play to save the Luna if she ends up being in a fight.
Dyer's bottom tower is in pieces.
Really good shot calling on both sides. That is really the peak play, but still a lot of waiting when action is not about to play off. It's a lot of caution, but the focus level is pretty high. If you really think about it as an observer and start to think about why are they dodging each other so much, why are there so few fights, and how some of these fights are getting dissolved so quickly with Lions blinking out of arenas and Can't catch a Luna with a Stampede. Those are the things that matter, because right now FN is showing some aggression on the Hoodwink, but not enough damage to kill him. Even had Slayer around for the stomp, but he TP's out. FN, gotta be careful. Mars is coming in, and he finds him.
He's got him.
But he needs
doesn't
to
know.
get there. Aeon Disc pops. That's already damage dealt with the Aeon Disc pop, and he's just gonna blink back to safety. Gonna have to wait a little bit. This might be an opening for Empire. As Depressed Kid, he is shielded up. Heading
Still
towards...
Aegis, though.
Nope. No one to be found. Yeah, that Aegis, 35 seconds. They're on a timer if they want to use it. Goes like mid. Patushara was thinking about it for a second, but Centaur is not the best target to jump on.
No openings. And that cute little play on the bottom lane that caught several TPs made sure that no usage of this Aegis will ever come out. Depressed Kid is just going to lose it instead of using it.
Yep, that was a great move that FN and Slayer did on the top lane, diving the Hoodwink and forcing all those teleports there. That was a really good play. There we hear the Aegis regeneration sound goes off. Puck almost has a Desolator picked up. 24 minutes in.
I love this pickup in combination with heroes that deal a lot of just indiscriminate physical damage, like the Terrorblade. TB is going to want to hit whoever's close to him, so as a puck you just put Desolator on everybody, and then you let the TB pick their targets. Combined with the aura of the Elder Titan, that's going to pack quite a punch, actually. Like, we've seen this gold difference kick up for the Luna here, but she's only about an item ahead. I don't even want to say a full item.
Yeah, you could, even though it says that she's an item ahead, TB still outstats the Luna currently. Does more damage, has just only less movement speed. You still have the Metamorph, which really pumps up the big kicks. Luna does hit several targets, though, which is the difference between these two. But on single target, TB is going to win the race. And with the help of the ET, Luna might not stand a chance. However, van score. Aggressive D-warding gets caught by the stomp. Depressed Kid makes the aggressive move forward with the webs. Tushara finds Slayer. Slayer nifty movements around the Mars, trying to force the spear out, but he will have to give his life for the cause, for the greater good in this case. Depressed Kid says thank you. And Abaddon 0012. Fan score has been part of 12 out of the 16 kills on Empire's side.
Absolutely doing his job like a good support. Surprised that he hasn't died yet, but it's been very hard for Unique to find fights in general. Never mind ones where they have the time to stick around and kill an Abaddon through his ult.
Look at top. FN is farming aggressively in this area. Big Num is making a move. The Illusory Orb does reveal him, though. Hoodwink gets the play out. Big Num is right there, but Aeon just pops again.
That's huge.
They are keeping the top wave pushed in, so there's chip damage onto the tower, and at least one lane that is constantly safe. Kind of forces Empire's attention towards the top lane, that they constantly need to keep an eye open on the map. And most importantly, Hoodwink is forced to park onto this top lane, giving Unique a bit more tools to work with. However, Slayer has no tools right now. His toolkit's missing as the spiders almost take him out. But FN comes to the rescue, and the Stampede used to save a +5 ET might be a bit too much for them, as Empire, they're right knocking on your door.
Yeah, and I'd really like to see Empire take the risk here. Like, I know why they feel they can't, but that's Stampede down, that's the Aeon Disc on the puck down as well. You've got yourself a window here of about a minute where two very important disengagement tools are not available for Unique. If Unique takes a wrong engagement right now, they're dead. But they're not going to give you one.
Yep. Longest Roshan as well. 2 minutes, 20 seconds, so neither team has a courier around the pit. No wards, no nothing. At least Empire know that they can take it once it's up. For Unique, they're just sitting guessing, really. Look at their vision. They're completely blind. They don't have anything outside of this line. They have a creep wave pushing in front of the tier 2 tower in the bot lane, but that's about it. So they're going to have to go out and force.
At the very least, Empire can squeeze out the farm difference a bit more like this.
Yep.
Link up into a fence
Palantimos.
space here.
FN quickly blinks out of harm's way. Petushara was scouting for a spear opportunity. Luna's almost finished a butterfly. Still going to take a while. And TB is going for a Daedalus. So they want to clear heroes quickly. I think what they want to do is kill a hero during Earth Spike.
That would be the ideal scenario. Unfortunately, though, triple BKB over on the side of Team Empire is going to be hard to find a pick off. But they are going to go for it. I like this from Unique. At the very least, they're risking it. They get information from the courier, maybe.
Yep,
But
do.
they don't actually want to walk up into that risky high ground. I've called this one Mordor before because you don't just walk up into
Dire's top
Yep,
tower
this.
is
the one does
these
not
small
simply.
stairs.
Here they are. They
You
are
need
all
to
set
rather
up.
wait.
Dire have fortified their towers.
Party is waiting on top of the stairs. They're all just sitting there. The bouncers in a row. Scary guys to walk up to if you walk on the high ground. And here comes the Brood Mother's courier. Palantimos will be revealed.
Don't think they care.
We've learned from
Unique
Radiant's
and
courier.
But
Empire
Empire's
both
going to
know
go
where
high
they are.
ground.
Tide of
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower
This is the button that Empire could always press, and it could press it much better than Unique. Come home. Somebody at the door.
Dire's top tower is being attacked.
10 seconds. 10 seconds off of Roshan. This Spiderite in this pit should give the required vision to reveal Roshan. There we go. That sound, that slap can be heard from miles away.
A slap that shook the world.
Yep, that is one of the most audible sounds on Dota. Most recognizable one as well. So if you hear that, it usually... doesn't the Roshan slap sound, I mean, either the slam or just the plain right click cause, like, it gives you tingles or something, like you realize something's up.
When you're in a big stadium, and man, give me lands back, please.
Yes, give
That
us
base
lands.
that they usually have on, Roshan absolutely shakes the floor.
That is a beauty to behold. But Roshan has been felled. Aegis for the Smiling Knights. Crest Kid will pick up the cheese. And
Radiant's bottom
the
tower
shard.
under fire.
Did the shard go for Luna or for
Radiant's bottom tower
Brood
is
Mother? Because they both have it.
Luna, as far as I know. I saw the Broodmother have it queued up before,
you
so
s-
he
yeah, okay,
undoubtedly
so
bought
you
it for
see-
himself.
That's also something I talked with my friend. A team that's already up ahead, if they haven't bought a shard, they buy the shard and then they kill second Roshan when they could have used it from Roshan. It feels like a waste of money in some cases. Like if you're the hero who was supposed to pick it up anyway.
Radiant's bottom tower is being
And that
attacked.
happens sometimes, and at the same time, with shards like the Broodmother, you'd much rather have it in case that the Roche actually gets contested. It is the place where you're most likely to get yourself into a fight.
Dire's
Yep,
bottom tower
that's
is
also
being
a very
attacked.
valid point. However, Empire is knocking on the door of another Imperium. That's the unique base.
Dire's bottom tower under
Just
fire.
giving this one away. What's Terrorblade's shape?
Top barracks has fallen.
BKB, Scotty, Manta quickly buys off the Crystalus. Still has a Daedalus to go. That mini crit not necessarily going to be enough, but they're going to have to make some plays soon. Solar Crest makes things a lot harder. Ghost it goes for the stun. You have to stomp on top, soaking away Luna's armor. But Advanced Score is applying everything he can. Palantimos getting caught on the side. Taking a bit of damage here. Smiling Knight continues the siege.
Dire's bottom barracks has
Meanwhile, the Broodmother has been on the bottom racks.
He's
buildings
been
are
working on it
dying.
the whole time. They've already taken that at the same time. The initiation finally comes out. Coil placed on two. Mars dropping low. Palantimos getting the right clicks out, but he can't take down the Mars. The Mars is still holding his ground, and he's still keeping himself alive with 300 HP. He's getting healed up by Vansco the whole time. And Palantimos is down. They've lost the TB. 70 seconds gone, and GG is called. Team Empire, they come from the brink of destruction. They tie up the series, and they have done it here. 2-1. And all of the first round upper bracket teams have been eliminated, with Team Unique going out.
In what fashion, though? They looked so good in that first game, really shutting down the enemy mid-mag, snowballing off of the tempo of FN, what we know that he likes to do so much, and then they just never got to play anymore in either of the two other games. this, especially, once again, a dominating performance. It felt like Unique just did not have their solutions ready for the pressed kid with that Broodmother. How else can you explain that he got that puck kill under the tier 4s after chasing him from tier 1?
This was quite the story for Team Empire. Destroyed in game 1, destroyers in game 2, and it felt like they just never let go of their grip and continued from where they left it off. Luna 844 GPM in the end. Broodmother killing heroes at tier 4 towers at 7 minutes. Who can do that? I think that's probably something that's gonna be on IceFrog's lists with the web connections. That was just brutal.
Yeah, the distances which you're able to place webs was pretty silly. At the same time, though, this was a literal overall first pick Brood for Team Empire. That's just what they started off with, and
First
Team
pick
Unique
Brood.
always refused to address this. We
Yep.
saw a bunch of last picks losing the games for their teams in the previous 2 maps, but this was a first pick completely winning it because Unique just didn't give the pick the respect it deserved.
But it's a deserved victory if you're able to pull off a first pick Brood and win it in real fashion. It means that you're deserving to continue in the TI10 Eastern European Qualifiers as we close out one series, but we have one more to go. So ladies and gents, do not disappear anywhere because the next one we have for you is Nemiga versus Fantastic 5. We will continue with T-Panda Kips, but we're going to take a tiny break, so we shall return in a few minutes. Take care. We'll be back.